and welcome to Backcountry, where we're happy to show you some of our favorite ways to wear your scarves this spring season. I'm Lexi.
I'm Jamie.
And we're going to show you some great styles with scarves. Start out with a real basic. If you have a wider scarf like this one here, you can actually start out with just wearing it almost like a little shawl. Just over your shoulders, fun, easy. If you want, I sometimes take the corners and just tie the corners together so it doesn't get lost. This is a great way to just sort of use your scarf for a little extra blanket warmth. Also really pretty that way over a dress or something real simple, clean. So that's one for starters. Another favorite, very easy, just kind of what we'll call the noose effect. Grab it in the middle, sort of even on both sides, wrap it around once, pull it through. Real easy, very pretty, good for keeping track of your friends. Another option, start with it a little shorter on one side, longer on the other. Wrap it over your shoulders, and then just once around like so. They come out fairly even, looks real pretty simple. Great way to wear a scarf if you're wearing a jacket over it, or a sweater, cardigan sweater, because it'll just sort of sit right in there along the neck of the sweater. You can also take that exact same one and do it in reverse, where you're just going to start with the shorter end over your shoulder, wrap it around once, and back like that, and then the tails hang down the back, and that's a really pretty one here, especially for someone like Jamie who's got a little extra hair they can have hanging down there with it. And then, spin you back around, show you one more here. One of my favorites, because I can't keep track of those end bits, they are always dragging through everything and getting stuck. Start with the very short bit right here around the back of your neck, the very end, and then just start wrapping. Kind of keep your hair out of the way on this one. But it's a great way to wear a scarf to keep you warm and not have all the extra sort of volume and ends to keep track of. And we'll just take this and we'll just tuck it right up in there, where it'll stay put. Kind of fun, cute, keeps you warm that way. Still shows off for cute jewelry. Great style. And of course, the very simple, unwind you one more time. Just one end in the back, one end in the front. Simple and easy. So have fun with them. Don't be afraid to wear your scarves out all spring. And if you're having questions, come in and see us. We'll help you out.
Welcome. I am Marty Gross, and this is my house. When we started with the decorating of the house, we wanted to maintain the integrity, the Victorian integrity of the house, but also make the house very livable with contemporary furnishings and a contemporary look. And for that, I relied on my friend.
And I'm Hal Davis. I'm the interior designer that worked with Marty and Ralph on this project. And typically, when I'm doing a brand new project for clients, the furnishings, the carpets, the textiles, the furniture, the fabrications on the furniture are what I usually start with. But in this case, Marty wanted to keep the integrity of the home and also pay attention to the Victorian elements of the home. And so we started with the paint selections first. It was important for us to be able to capture the Victorian era and also bring in some of the details, the lighting, the fireplaces, and things like this. And so our springboard for this project came from the paint colors. And so kind of stepping backwards, then we started in with the furniture. And the rugs came into play. The rug was chosen because it pulled the olive tones and the brownish and green tones from the stencil. The sofa that you see here is an Italian piece, and it was chosen, and the fabrication on this is an ultra suede fabric, and it would also help to pull the colors out of the stencils, and also drew attention to the fireplace tiles. And as you see, the chandelier here with the opalescent finishes on the shades also are representational in the stenciling colors that were chosen. The 14 karat gold leafing on the crown is highlighted here in the fixtures, and the like persimmon, burgundy, the sage green, and the lavender all come into play. And that was all kind of a jumping off point then for the chandelier, and that's how the color palettes were chosen for this room. So all the furniture that was chosen is positioned for mobility and flexibility. So when they entertain, if they needed to pick up some of these ottomans, they could pick those up and float those into another room. The two outer ottomans are leather, and the center one is goat hair. And the reason for that, it adds texture and dimension and interest, and it's something that typically people wouldn't add into their design scheme. Also, on their travels, they brought back a lot of things where there were either hair or fibers that were represented in those art pieces, and so I wanted to be able to tie that together also. And it's interesting that people wouldn't usually branch out or step out of the box to put something like this into their house. And then as we move into the second room, again, we had a couple different features here. The main feature of this room, I would say, was the fireplace, the overmantel mirror, and the copper and crystal chandelier. And so the stencils, as you see, again, coordinate with the color in the room. It was very, very important that the rooms blend to each side. And so in each room, you'll see colors that are represented in either room on the other side of it to create balance and interest. In here we use silver leafing, and as you see, the silver leafing starts at the ceiling and we pull that down to the floor to create entrance and balance here. And then from the fireplace, the slate fireplace, we brought in the high glossy black chairs to tie the fireplace in, and also brought that back down to the floor to anchor that here. The gray B&B Charles sofa is ultra suede again, and that was chosen for the color palettes because, as you see in the stencils, how the silver leaf shines as gray, and so that's why that was chosen and brought down here. So everything was very, very thought out, detailed, and also, as you see, the artwork that Ralph and Marty have chosen to put up on the walls also blends back, and the colors of the pillows, the accessories, and everything that blend from the artwork. I think a lot of people think that when you're designing a house, you just pull up a paint color and you put it on and you look at it. This was a lot of trial and error. I think we probably went through 15, 20 samples of each color chip to get the exact right color. You'd start with your wall color, you'd fall in love with a wall color, and then you'd fall in love with a wall color you thought you were going to put in your stencil, and they just didn't blend quite right, or they didn't blend to the next room. So never feel that you've made an error if you don't hit it right the first time. It's a lot of tedious work, and you need to let it float throughout the day, see how it changes, how it shadows. So if you don't get it right the first time, keep trying.